Well, hello there, everyone. Look at that. It's the OTRSCentral twins.
Mm-hmm.
Yay. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's get into it.
It's Q&A time. Remember, if you want your questions answered by us in a future OTRSCentral Q&A, submit your questions to us on Twitter at Off the Rope Show. All that information will be in the description box down below.
Or if you have Metal D's cell phone, give him a call.
That too. Would anybody want to, though?
No.
Probably not. At PunkTakerFan81 asks, what is the biggest wrestling traditional city outside of Chicago, Philadelphia, and New York?
There's a lot of shitty ones. I mean, you go to Toronto. That's a pretty good one.
Calgary.
Yeah. Calgary, if you want to say it like some people. The English have a good following.
I would say St. Louis used to be a wrestling mecca for many years. Atlanta, obviously. I guess it depends on your philosophy of the territorial system. Is San Francisco with the Cow Palace?
It's not Orlando.
That it isn't for sure. You know what else sucks that came from Orlando? Dwight Howard. Piece of shit. Anyways, at Shevlin Kyle ask, Bobby the Brain Heenan or Classy Freddie Blassie, and why?
Just based purely on my personal history with the product, I have to pick Bobby the Brain. I wasn't, around for most of the good Classy Freddie Blassie pencil neck geek era. So all of my history and all of my opinions will favor Bobby the Brain.
I guess it depends. If you're looking for total package, I may say Classy Freddie Blassie because he was a all-time great heel wrestler. If you're saying from a manager standpoint, no offense to the great fashion plate that was Classy Freddie Blassie, but it's Bobby the Brain Heenan all day. At Luis Roulette asks, the best WWE pay-per-view you ever watched? I can tell you what one it wasn't, WrestleMania 9.
I mean, does this count like, just going back and watching old ones, or is this live?
Who cares? Whatever.
I don't know. There's something to be said for going back and watching some of the older WrestleManias. You can see our passion when we go watch the WrestleMania review series. Obviously, some of the bigger matches you remember, Hogan, Andre, Brett and Shawn. So some of those things will stick out in my mind more so than an actual pay-per-view top to bottom.
I think in terms of pay-per-view grading, if I remember correctly, we both gave WrestleMania 3 and WrestleMania 14 really, really high grades. My favorite, best is very subjective, but I'll say the best, favorite, whatever, was probably WrestleMania 3. I know you're a huge fan of SummerSlam 92, Brett versus Davey Boy for the IC title. At any effect.
Speaking of SummerSlam 92.
Better match purely from an entertainment perspective. Rick the Model Martel versus Jake the Snake Roberts, the blindfold match at WrestleMania 7. Rick Martel versus Shawn Michaels for the love of Sherry and don't hit me in the face match at SummerSlam 92.
I love the fact that this guy, or person, I should say, wants to know about his or her favorite, Rick the Model. And I love the Model, and his character was awesome. I will say that as a pure entertainment standpoint, that Martel and Michaels at SummerSlam was more entertaining to me, just because of the involvement. Don't hit me in the face, and Sherry passing out in the aisle. Oh, just so great.
I like the blindfold match between Martel and Roberts at WrestleMania 7. It had a good story in it, and it got the crowd into it, man. That shit was cool. I'm sorry, it was. At Nebek Sid, I believe I pronounced it right. If I didn't, I apologize. When did you realize you hate that mid-card piece of trash, Jeff fucking Jarrett? First time I ever saw him. You ever see those people in life that the first time you see them, they just piss you off? Like, I get that sometimes from people. Like, the mere sight of you pisses me off. Well, that's what Jeff fucking Jarrett did for me.
I never bought it, like his light-up glasses and that putrid blonde mullet and his stupid gimmicks and the guitar. God, I never bought it anyway.
Thank God they eventually got Road Dogg away from it. He did everything he could to ruin the roadie. At Edsel4, do you think Shelton Benjamin should have won one of the Money in the Bank matches and had the WWE try to give him a big push?
Yeah, absolutely. He's one of the guys that made a Money in the Bank match, the ladder matches, anything that you needed that oh shit moment. You needed that guy, and that guy was Shelton Benjamin, and he had a huge upside. He was Kofi Kingston, pardon the pun, on steroids, and he was much better overall. And why did they never give him a push? You've got some theories.
Skin pigment is obviously one. Number two, the perceived lack, well, the real lack of mic skills, but you could get around that. That's where a manager would come in. Because this is a guy, again, like you said, that provided great oh shit moments and had a legit amateur background. In the ring, he could literally do just about everything you needed to, and he was just big enough where he could be believable if he worked a program, let's say, against a Cena or an Orton or whatever. He should have won maybe WrestleMania 24.
He didn't need a microphone because he had Charlie Haas with him.
Has anybody seen those frickin' 10-second ROH videos? Those have to be some of the dumbest drizzling shits things. Like, they are so bad, they cross over into being entertaining only because it's Charlie Haas. They cross right back over into being so bad they just fucking suck again.
And I know we're probably going to offend all 8 of you out there that are our subscribers that really love the ROH product, but Charlie Haas is maybe one of the worst fucking mic guys ever.
You know what pisses me off? Wet toilet paper. That's it. The best thing is when there's like that 3 seconds of stupid look silence after he's answered or he's made his statement. He's even screwing up 10-second promos. How the hell do you screw up 10-second promos? They're not even live. And they upload one like every single day. It's
Scott
terrible.
Steiner watches those and laughs.
Well, Scott Steiner, he transcended and just became train wreck entertaining on the mic. At DMT Gun 2, do you think Cesaro and Wade would be a good heel new tag team, plus as champions going for tag gold? Would that equal a great storyline?
You know, maybe if they're going to do an international flavor, like, fuck America sort of thing, we've seen it with Team Canada and other variations of that. It might be entertaining, but, that's not the way the WWE operates.
That's something that's really missing, too, is kind of that nationalistic, because obviously with Muhammad Hussein, God forbid you'd actually play off of shit that's really going on, a Muslim American who's upset about his treatment here in America, that offends people like UPN. But you've got like Wade Barrett and Cesaro, people from different countries. Why can't it be their country versus our country? What's wrong with that?
Jericho kicks a Brazilian flag, and he's still around. Paid very well, by the way.
Chris Bon Jovi. Or is he Chris Lee Roth?
I don't know.
Richard Collin 15, no S. Do you think they should have NXT matches as the internet dark match before the pay-per-views?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, what better way? I mean, a lot of people will sit there and seek out NXT. What better way to incorporate some of these up-and-comers so when they get there who the fuck they are?
At least have some familiarity with them, and maybe you get a reason for people to want to go and find NXT when they're tuning into your YouTube pre-show. At Peter Jacobs 93, do you like the idea of tag teams being singles wrestlers put together? To me, it kind of empties the mid-card. What mid-card?
There is such a huge mid-card these days that you have, the top 4 or 5 guys in each, and then there's everybody else. There's really no mid-card, there's really no lower mid-card, there's no low card. It's just a clusterfuck of people.
And then you got like 4 guys at the very top.
Now, do I think that they should have some cohesion in matching some of these singles superstars? Absolutely. When you're just throwing guys together just for the sake of it to have a tag match, yeah, it's fucking stupid.
But when you have like the Rhodes Scholars, hell no. The primetime players, you give them a name, you give them an identity. With some of them, you give them a similar look. You can get away with it. But otherwise, a lot of these guys might not get an opportunity. Mm-hmm. This is not like, you remember all those people that when they made the announcement last year they were going to a 3-hour Raw, and there were people actually stupid enough to buy into the BS that this meant that more young talents were going to be featured and spotlighted.
Yeah.
How'd that work out? So if it gets more guys on TV and helps more guys make money, I'm all for it, even if I don't always like it. At Billy T 800, is TNA reluctant to break the bank to compete with WWE because of what happened to WCW, or is it something else?
What bank do they have? They don't have the purse that Ted Turner has.
I think what happens is people associate Dixie's daddy owning Panda Energy, I think it is, and them being a big time company, and that means that that's Dixie's bankroll. Yeah, if they had the bankroll, they would have employed it 5-6 years ago.
I guarantee you they're not banking on Hogan's wallet. Or Bischoff, for that matter.
Are they reluctant to break the bank because of what happened to WCW? No, I think it's more of a reality of the situation. I think maybe at some points they've been a little too cautious. I'm glad to hear that starting in March they're finally getting out of that impact zone once and for all and taking their show on the road. Just don't be giving away 2,000 seats to a 4,000 seat venue like WCW used to do.
Or, trying to compete in the same cities at the same time as WWE.
That worked out so well for the Crockett's and Vern back in the day. At Team Brigade MEM, or MEM, whatever. Your thoughts on Paige, Brittany Knight? If booked right, I think the Divas division could be rebuilt around her. Remember when we said that about Karma? I really like Paige. Once she turns 21, I'm sure she'll be up very, very soon, either right around WrestleMania, shortly after. But even if you have this great talent, if you don't have the dance partners for her, and or you don't have the vision on how to book this, what does it really matter? She's just going to be this great talent that's lost in the shuffle.
You know what they could do with the Divas division is what they're doing in the men's division with bringing back some of the bigger names from the past to kind of help get some people over. I don't know what Lita's doing these days, but I'm pretty sure it's not making a whole lot of money. Fuck could they use her.
They could use a lot of those divas that aren't there, even the Maurices of the world. Yeah, she ain't making no money.
Nope.
I like the French weed. I sit there with my little alien fingers. Man, don't ever get on the wrong side of Moose. She will give you those alien anal probes with those probing fingers. Mr. Guy Manbro, what was your initial reaction when WWE relaunched ECW in 2006 and then shut it down in 2010? I had one reaction. I said, oh, no, the fuck they don't. They're going to make this into a jobber show.
Any fucking show that puts a belt on John Morrison is a fucking stupid idea and a fucking stupid show, and I'm glad it's gone.
It was like Vince literally was attempting to personally piss on ECW.
Boy, they gave Ezekiel Jackson a title. Woo!
At McBrad's 95, our last question for this Q&A. What is this Honey Boo Boo crap, and why does the Schleg Daddy and Tasteless Tony T love her so much? It's not the love.
I mean, number one, you don't equate Honey Boo Boo with crap anywhere. It does not go together.
Ratings? That goes with her. Buy rates? Sellouts? Oh. That's what you associate with Honey Boo Boo. And Mama June? I mean, they have kids in the family with freaking Swiss Army knife thumbs to get more cheese balls.
How many people can say that?
Nobody! Big Show wishes he had a thumb like that. He goes, I get my cheese balls. He can't do that, though, because he's not a part of the Honey Boo Boo clan. And just think about it. Honey Beef Mode. Honey Boo Boo and Brad Maddox.
That has merchandising written all over it.
Top
Ratings
seller.
written all over it. Buy rates written all over it. I don't know why the hell they're not doing it now.
We need Honey Boo Boo, and most importantly of all, Tony, who needs Honey Boo Boo?
The WWE.
And not just them. You need Honey Boo Boo. It is an all-American family. A dad who takes care of his daughter and 3 other girls that aren't even his. Woman that is a great mom, loves her kids, makes sure that they're taken care of in the future. And what a blessing little Alana is. What a blessing.
And such star-like. Just the person she's becoming, the woman that she'll be. I'm all looking forward to her eventually signing a diva contract with the WWE.
That's enough. We'll let you stew on that one. Remember, submit your questions on Twitter at Off the Rope Show. Bye, everybody.